really gonna look at this cute face and not subscribe?
Oh, that's so good. Welcome back, you bunch of string picking guys and gals, to another episode of
This studio is too small.
the String Pickers channel here at Obscene Studios. Guys, I'm just getting too much gear. I mean, I'm running out of room to hang stuff in here. I'm going to have to start keeping stuff in cases. I mean, come on. This is, I don't. Today, String Pickers, we have an ESP LTD 4-string, full-scale 34-inch bass guitar. Recently got this guitar on a trade, and it's got a few problems, but for the most part is playable. But I'm going to do some stuff to this bass guitar. Who knows? I may keep it, I may sell it. I don't know. I really don't. Get off my back. I've already got a couple of items for this guitar that I've had here in the studio. When I first got this guitar and brought it in, I let it acclimate for about 3 days and realized that the truss rod needed adjusted. So I went ahead and done that. And it has straightened out the action really good. I mean, this thing has got fantastic action on it. But there's other things I want to do to this guitar. Number one, I want to clean it up. Number two, I want to get all this pin striping off of it, because the previous owner had this for his son, and his son had put pin striping on, which is, I mean, that's cool, man. I mean, we customize instruments all the time here at String Pickers, so it's not that big of a deal. But the pinstriping is cracked and breaking, and it's flaking off, so we're going to take that off there. We are going to put another bridge on this thing. I want to completely black it out. That's what I want to do to this guitar. I've already got the tuners. I've had those for probably about 6-7 months now. I originally bought this style of tuner for Thumper over here, my other 4-string Ibanez Tallman TMB 100 bass, but I like the tuners on that bass so much that I just left them on, and I kept those tuners, so I have a black set of these. Also, I have some black knobs that we're going to put on down here, and the bridge that I have ordered is also black. I hate
I don't think he can stand them.
absolutely hate barrel style saddles. I just cannot stand them. I've dealt with them. If you guys know, the Ibanez Tallman TMB 100 has barrel style saddles on it. However, they're decent. They play good, they intonate well. It's just that I don't like the cheaper versions of these barrel style saddles. That one is actually a pretty good saddle. These I'm not too crazy about. So this whole bridge is going to go. I am going to set this bridge aside. Maybe there might be a project or somebody needing something later on that will bring it into me so I can fix it for them, and then I'll have that part to do it. However, what I've got coming in is a jet black bridge and saddles, and it's got the roller saddles in it, and I'm going to put some black strap buttons on this guitar. Other than that, I'm just going to clean it up. I'm going to take the neck off of it. We are going to polish these frets. We're going to clean this fretboard up and throw some of that Harrods feeding wax on it. And then on the back of the neck, if you can see, the back of the neck has got that glossy finish. I'm not having that. It's not going to happen. We're going to change that today. I mean, seriously, because when I play guitar and I play for a while, my hands get sweaty. It catches on this, and I can already tell when I run my thumb across it, it just wants to catch. So I'm going to Scotch-Brite this today. For those of you out there that don't know how to do that, I will walk you through it. Also, this may be a 2 to 3 part series. I'm thinking 2. There's not a lot that needs done to this bass. Another reason why the bridge is going to go, if you can't see it, I will point it out to you, but the bass string here is a whole lot further away from the edge of the fretboard than the treble string here, which is right on the edge of the fretboard. I've had problems with this trying to slide off. If I do a bend on the bottom, I have to bend up. I can't do any vibrato or it's going to come off the edge of the board. So what we're probably going to end up having to do to remedy the problem is take the neck off, which looks like it fits fantastic in the slot. So I don't think that that's the problem. I think that the bridge is the problem. So if we have to, we are going to line these back up, and we may have to fill some holes back here and then re-drill new screw holes for the new bridge. So I'm thinking a 2-part series at most, but I just don't really think it's going to take a whole lot to fix this guitar. I really don't. I think that this guitar is going to be very, very easy to get done, and it's going to be a very nice addition to the studio because now I can have one bass tuned to standard E and drop D, and I can use this bass to go down to drop C sharp or drop C. So, guys, I mean, it's a nice bass. It really is. It is the LTD EX104. Has a blute right back here on the neck. I was worried about the crazy string angles doing something with this nut right here, but it actually does really well. There's no wear and tear up there. It's just a good looking instrument. I traded another bass for this, a Schecter 5-string bass, and I got this guitar and I got another guitar, which you will see in the next series. That one's going to take a little bit to put together, I'm afraid. But yeah, so we're going to clean this thing up and we're going to get to work on it and see what we can do about trying to make this a whole lot nicer and better playing instrument. I'm going to try and save these strings. They look fairly new and they sound fairly new. So, but I don't know about that yet. So I don't know. We're going to just do the best we can do. I know that I'm going to have to put some CA glue back here. There's a couple of paint chips right there and some right here. I would like to take this opportunity to thank some people that's helped me out a while back. About a month ago, I had a question about some CA glue and mixing colors. I talked to Sparky at Sparky Guitars 971. Sparky, I really, really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to help me out, who in turn put me on Ted, who had a product called Glue Boost that he has used before that was pre-dyed a color that I was looking for. And I looked into that, and I also would like to thank Brant at Tone Yeager for actually mentioning what he does to fill chips and stuff like that, and which is using a nail polish with CA glue. So I'm going to do the nail polish method because the Glue Boost is like $30, and I've done spent close to $100 on parts for this and parts for another guitar. I mean, come on, guys.
We broke rednecks around here.
We got to do what we can do. This is a budget channel, you know, so I'm trying to find the cheapest ways to get around some of the mods that we're seeing in my videos, and so you guys will have information on that. But I do want to thank Brant, Ted, and Sparky. On today's shout out board, we have Smoke Heater Guitars. Check John out. He's awesome. We also have at Trip Sitter Official. Trip Sitter is a band whose guitarist recently brought over his guitar for me to set up for him. He had a real bad buzzing issue. Just absolutely cool young dude. I really, Kevin, if you're watching this, brother, been checking out your stuff. Your music is on point. I love your band is on its way. It's on its way. We also have a Sparky Guitars and Ted Talks Guitars. I run out of room, Brant, but you'll be on the next board. This changes all the time, so just so you know. So, guys, let's go ahead and warp over to the bench where we are going to start working on this thing right here and making it better. Okay, guys, it is time to get my number one favorite tool on the bench, and that is
coffee.
Oh, so good. Okay, so we are going to loosen up these bass strings. Like I said, I'm going to try to keep them. I don't know, because the bridge is a string through, so I'm going to have to pull them through the bridge. I don't know if that is going to help or not, but we are going to try it just the same. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I absolutely love split top tuners, because all you got to do is just pull that baby out of there just like that, and don't have to mess with none of that baloney, and you can just go right ahead and pull that off. I'm going to actually take the bridge off as well. Okay, so there is the bridge and the strings. We are just going to lay them off to the side right now. And we got a ground wire coming through right there. Yeah, this thing is absolutely just dusty as I don't know what. It needs some love, and that's what it's going to get here at the String Pickers channel in Obscene Studio, is lots of love. Okay, let's go ahead and take the neck off, because the neck is what we're going to concentrate on today. When I clean a fretboard, I like to go at it like this, side to side. Oh, well, look at there. The nut fell out. That wasn't even glued in. We'll fix that. Set that nut off to the side. I'll set it right up here. And then I'll come at it like this, going back down so we can clean some of the gunk off these frets. And that also helps to break loose any of that DNA that's built up right next to the frets. I was in a live on TED Talks Guitars, and he had the chat to open up and say, hey, what do you guys do about glossy necks to get a better satiny feel on there? And just about everybody commented that they would use Scotch-Brite. And as well as I did the same thing. I commented Scotch-Brite because that is the easiest way to do this. So that is what we are doing. We're going to use Scotch-Brite. So we're going to take this off, because where I want the satiny feel to start is right here on the underside of this volute, and I want it to go all the way down the board, and I'm going to tape off the section down here on the heel. So that way we are going to have a really nice satiny feel neck. And what you want to do, string pickers, is you want to get some Scotch-Brite, usually the green. Now I get these, I've got a whole stack of different kind of grit on these, so I usually go with a green or this medium gray that I have. You can tell it's been used before, but I'm going to use this side this time. So I'm going to use that in order to scratch this. And what you're doing is you're not going through the poly. You're just scratching it up so that it has more of a satiny feel than that sticky glossy feeling. So we got that side done. That's taped off, because all we're doing is just right here. I brought it up to a point here, and then down to the fretboard, and down here, the back of the neck. So, and we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to take a small piece. It really helps to have different widths on your painter's tape. That way, if you run into curves while you're doing this, then all you got to do is just put it on kind of like pinstripe. Once you get that on there, you can just come around just kind of like pinstriping, and just bend it and then go up right there, and then from there back to here. And then we're going to get another little piece, and we're going to draw a line coming down here. So we're going to start right here, and we're going to stay along that edge, come down to the edge of the fretboard, and on the other side we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put it right here, and then we're going to come right down to the edge of the fretboard just like that. And once you get that striping on there and you know where it is going to go, then the best thing to do from there is to just put some wider tape on there. You need to have good clean lines. So just cover up all of this, and right there we'll just flip that up, and let's come down the edge. So we get over here on the edge, and we're just going to come down just like this right here. Hey, string pickers. Just thought I'd break in. This is Casey from the future. Now, I was editing this video that you can see right here. My favorite thing about editing is when my wife walks in the studio and I'm filming, and when I'm filming, she's always comes in and talks like nothing's going on, and then threatens me to edit out footage that I've captured while she was in the studio just rambling on. So I'm not editing this one out because I thought it was just too funny. A lot of you don't know my wife, but she's been my wife for 28 years and she is just amazing. So we're all the time picking at each other, and I thought I would just leave this in there to kind of surprise her when the video does show and is uploaded to YouTube and she watches it. So back to the video.
I can't talk to your fans. I freeze up in front of the camera.
Well, you ain't right now, so
well, that's because you're going to edit it out.
no, I ain't editing crap out. We don't edit stuff out here at String Pickers. Hey, let me turn this camera around on.
No, I'm leaving. I love you. Bye.
I love you too. Be careful. Okay, guys, so we've got everything taped off where we want it taped off. And all of this in here is what we're going to Scotch-Brite. And the trick to Scotch-Brite is you take this and you get it a little wet, and then you wring it out as much as possible to where it's damp. And what I usually do is bring some paper towels back here and just lay it on one side of the paper towel while I'm taping off. And we're going to run up and down. You want to, on your tape here, come away from it like that, because you do not want to go that way and peel it up. So you come down away from it like that, and let's just go over this and I'll show you in just a second the difference. Let's come down off of this. I just cannot stand glossy necks, guys. I mean, you may like them, you may be okay with them, but I just cannot stand necks that are glossy. It just drives me insane. Okay, now let's dry this off with the good side of this paper towel. Lay that on the wet side. So let's see how far along we are. We may have to do a bit of scratching on this one. As it dries, it will get dull, and I can already see where it's drying. You can see the streaks. See there? See, it dries up, and you can see that scratchy surface. So we still some work to do down here on the edge, and then on this edge right here, and still some up there. So let's get back to it. All we got to do is take our tape off for the big reveal. So let's get this tape off of here and show you guys just how amazing this is. And I'm telling you, the feel of it is just unsurpassed. I absolutely love the feel of a smooth satin V-neck. So let's get this off right here and get this off right here. And there you go. See, we still have the shiny right here, but right in here and around, we're down to a satiny, very smooth feel. It's just slick as glass now. So let's get around here and take this tape off, and let me show you guys the difference. And there you go. We have right here around the loop, there's the curve, and then down to the fretboard on each side. Smooth satiny feel right up to the loop, and then get back to glossy right there. So that has our neck super slick now. Now over time, if you play a lot, that will start to get shiny again. So if it ever starts to stick again, all you got to do is just tape it off. Tape it off, scratch it up a little bit more, and you're doing okay. Sometimes it won't. I have guitars that I done almost a year ago, and they are not. Now, a lot of that's probably still a little bit damp, but yeah, fantastic. Just looks great. Not going to do any fretwork on this guitar. Everything seems to be good. Well, I'll take that back. There's a little bit, just a little bit of rock in this one. Okay, just a couple of them. I guess where the neck has been dried out for a long time. So let's go ahead and coat this fretboard in some Howard's feeding wax. I'm not actually going to do that to the back of this right now. It just feels so good like that. So I'm just going to leave it like that. That may be in the future. May put some Howard's feeding wax on the back of the board. But for right now, I'm just going to leave it like it is because it's so slick and smooth feeling. So we're not going to mess with the Howard's feeding wax on the back. However, we are on the front. I've got to sand that down though, but we'll keep that for the next video. So let's go ahead and get us some of that Howard's feeding wax. Just a little bit on this fretboard, and we are going to smooth this out. And I am going to let this soak for quite a while. And I have a polishing cloth for the frets that I'm just going to go over them. They don't look like they need anything at all. They're absolutely just shiny as I don't know what. But just the same, I'm going to go over it with a polishing cloth. This is something that a buddy of mine actually told me about. Miracle all-purpose polishing cloth with real coconut oil. I use this from time to time on frets that have a good shine, that I don't see any divots in or anything like that, and that's not really nasty but just needs a good wipe down. And you can cut a piece of this off and get in there and then just rub them, and man, you talking about a shine. Now I would much rather do it with some flits and a Dremel, but I sort of do that for more extreme cases. This is definitely not an extreme case. This here is actually just a wipe down after that Howard's feeding wax. After that soaks in, we're going to rub that in real good, and then we are going to use that polishing cloth on these frets because the frets look fantastic. They're just absolutely beautiful. But we're going to make them, we're going to try and get a little bit more shine out of it. Okay, while we're at it, we're just going to go ahead and sand this glue right here out of the nut slot, because the best thing to do that with is these little diamond files. I've got a whole set of them in one of the luthier kits that you can get off Amazon. You can take that and put it in there, and then take you a piece of painter's tape, just like so. Just kind of put that down like that, just in case you miss a little bit with your file. And what you're going to do is you're just going to get in there and knock that glue down. I use the square one to get against the fretboard in the bottom. And then once I get that one done, you can go in with a flat and knock the rest of it down. Basically, you do not have to knock it completely out of there, even though I like to. You just want it to sit level. You don't want any build up anywhere, because if it builds up, then your nut's going to set in there and it may be catty cornered or something, and that might cause some string buzz. So we do not need to do that. We want it really good and level, and that looks good. Okay, so let's take our nut. Yeah, that's good. Yep, that'll do it. Let's wipe this right here down. Get this looking. It has been on there for about 20 minutes or so. Soaked up a lot of that orange oil. So we're just rubbing that beeswax in there to help seal that orange oil in. Guys, I think that the results speak for themselves. Just fantastic. Okay, now we're going to get our miracle cloth out. By the way, thank you to Justin. Justin is really good friend of mine. He's the one that put me on this, told me about it, and I've never used this before, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to jump on this train and see, because I needed something that I could use when I run into situations where the frets wasn't too bad. They just needed just a little bit of polishing. So this stuff right here is really good for that. So basically what I just do is just get a little piece like that right there, kind of double it over just a little bit, kind of like that. And then we'll just go over the top of those frets. We're going to get our fret protector out here, fretboard protector, because we don't want to rub any of that Hard's feeding wax off. So yeah, you just put that on there like that, go over the top of them frets. You can already see the black that comes off. Okay, now we got that done. It dulls them up just a little bit. That's when you get your dry microfiber cloth, and then you go right back over them and they shine like diamonds. Now granted, it's not Flitz polish and my Dremel, but this guitar really doesn't need all that. The frets look fantastic. I mean, really the bass looks like it was just never played, you know. So this is just one of those situations to where we want it to shine, but we don't have to go to extremes to make it shine. The only dull part of this guitar that we wanted was the back of this neck, and we accomplished that. All right, so, and there it is, string pickers. Look at the shine on them frets. Not bad for a little coconut oil cloth, huh? Looks pretty good. All right, I think that we are going to call it there and get some of this, some of that Hard's feeding wax got on the back of the neck. Not that that's a bad thing, but I think we're going to call it there on this video, and we're going to start on the body next. Turns out the tuners that I've got for this is 2 right, 2 left, so I've got to order some tuners for this guitar. It should be in a day or two, but yeah, that will take care of the neck of this guitar. There it is, string pickers. That's part 1 of the LTD EX104 bass build. We're turning this thing into a Cadillac. That's what we do here at the String Pickers channel. We turn Pintos into Cadillacs. And so far, we got the neck looking fantastic. I mean, just absolutely good. We're going to have to wait for these to come in. So that may be next video. We're going to do the body, so it may be the video after that. They should be here by then, and I can go ahead and put those tuners in this headstock because we want to black this whole thing out. We're going to do, I'm going to show you a before picture of it and an after picture of it when this series is over. Hopefully it will be over in part 3. Part 3 will be the final assembly. So, but yeah, I mean, look at that thing, man. Just look at it.
Look at it. Just look at it.
Yeah, it's just fantastic. I love how that Hard's feeding wax does. The Miracle Cloth done a great job on the frets. Shine them right up. They're good and smooth. Clean the whole thing up. We Scotch-Brighted the back of the neck. Got a little bit of Hard's feeding wax on there, but I'm thinking that I may just put a coat of Hard's feeding wax on it anyway. And because, I mean, why not? You know what I mean? Why not? So yeah, that's it for this video. I really appreciate you guys coming in and checking it out. Hopefully you have gained some knowledge in this video that will help you with your journey on your guitar. Until the next time though, I pray that you and yours are having the most blessed day ever, and I pray that God is with you all. Until next time. Bye.